You weren't what I expected. The room went quiet in that subtle, dangerous way, like everyone pretended not to hear, but nobody missed it. I smiled anyway, not because it was funny, because I've learned that when someone tries to shrink you in public, the best move is not to flinch. My wife squeezed my hand under the table. Just once. A silent ignore it. Her boss, mid-50s, tailored suit, the kind of confidence money buys, took a sip of his drink and added, almost casually, I mean, I thought you'd be more corporate. There it was. The judgment. The assumption. I was wearing a simple jacket, clean shoes, nothing flashy. I work with my hands. I don't speak in buzzwords. And apparently, that disqualified me in his mind. I nodded and said calmly, yeah, I get that a lot. He raised an eyebrow. Oh. People expect something else, I continued. Until they ask what I do. The table leaned in just a little. So, he said, amused, what do you do? I didn't raise my voice. Didn't posture. Didn't brag. I own the logistics company that handles last-mile delivery for 3 of your biggest clients. Forks paused midair. His smile froze, not disappeared, just recalculated. I added, politely, actually, we're the reason 2 of them cut costs by 18% last year. Silence. Then a nervous laugh from someone down the table. The boss cleared his throat. Well, that's impressive. I shrugged. It pays the bills. Here's the thing. That moment wasn't about money, or status, or even respect. It was about assumptions. He assumed my value before knowing my name. He assumed my worth by my appearance. He assumed my wife had married down. And in one calm minute, every one of those assumptions collapsed under its own weight. On the drive home, my wife looked at me and said, "Thank you for not making a scene." I smiled. I didn't need to. Because the strongest response isn't anger. It's being undeniable.
If you want, I can.
The night didn't end there. About 20 minutes later, her boss pulled his chair a little closer. Too close. The confidence was back, but quieter now, like someone trying to regain footing. So, he said, swirling his drink, logistics is competitive. Must be stressful. It is, I replied. But pressure shows you who people really are. He chuckled. That's true. Then he leaned in and lowered his voice. You know, we're actually reviewing vendors next quarter. I met his eyes.
Calm.
Neutral. I figured. My wife stiffened beside me. She knew what was coming. He smiled, the kind that's meant to feel generous. Maybe we should talk. Privately. I could put in a good word for you internally. There it was. The power move. The assumption that I needed him now. I didn't answer right away. I took a sip of water. Let the silence stretch just long enough to make him uncomfortable. Then I said, I appreciate that, but we don't usually chase contracts. His smile flickered. Oh, no, I continued. We're selective. We only work with companies whose leadership aligns with our values. He laughed again, but this time it was thinner. And what values are those? I glanced around the table, then back at him. Respect, I said. Especially in rooms like this. The air shifted.
Subtle. Heavy.
He nodded slowly. Of course. Respect is important. The rest of the dinner passed politely. Too politely. Like everyone was pretending the temperature hadn't dropped. When it was over, people stood. Coats came on. Goodbyes were exchanged. As we were leaving, her boss stopped my wife. You're lucky, he said, gesturing toward me. You married well. She smiled, tight, controlled. I know, she said. That's why I don't need anyone else's approval. We walked out together. In the car, neither of us spoke for a minute. Then she exhaled and laughed softly. I can't believe he tried to flex after insulting you. I shrugged. Some people only respect what they think they can't control. She reached over and took my hand. I'm proud of you. Not because of what I do. Not because of what I own. But because I didn't shrink. Didn't snap. Didn't beg to be seen. And that's the lesson most people learn too late. You don't prove your worth by convincing loud people. You prove it by staying solid when they try to test you.